All right, guys, so welcome to a new video of growth traders. So in this video we are going to have a look specifically at bank nifty. So yes, we are going to plan out our trade strategy for the upcoming week. Why is it so? Because you have the results of the major banks, that is the ICICI bank and your Kotak Mahindra, that came up today. And of course the results are getting factored in on Monday, and we are obviously going to have a lot of volatility here and there, both in nifty and bank nifty. And since the banks are coming up with the results, so we must plan out our trade setups in advance before the week starts, isn't it? So yes, also we have the monthly expiry on the 25th of January. So of course we need to keep an eye on the market for the next few trading sessions. So of course, without further delay, let's get started, right? All right, so let me first start the analysis from the higher time frames, right? So you can see here that this is your higher time frame price action. The price is sustaining above this support area around the mark of 1400 to 42,400. This is around 1,000 point range from where the price has been consolidating for quite some time, as seen in our weekly time frame. The last 5 weekly candles have more or less been in the same range, and we haven't seen any significant movement on any direction. Now we have these results as well as the budget in on the 1st Feb, right? So of course bank nifty is not going to stay in this range for any longer, right? It is definitely going to give a decent enough movement on either direction. Now only time will tell on what direction it will, and of course we shall be planning the things in advance. Now let me come to the daily time frame. Even on the daily, you can more or less see the same kind of a range. There is nothing to plan out here. Now if you come down to the hourly time frame, so this is where the range becomes very clear. You can see that from around 6th or 5th of January, this is your range high and this is your range low, right? So this support did not get broken, right? You see how many times the sellers tried to push the prices down, but they were not able to break this, right? So this is what needs to be addressed here. This support is absolutely strong, right? And look at the price action for the last two trading sessions. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? So this is a short term kind of a trend that formed, although it makes no sense because there is hardly any momentum in the market, right? Now on our previous session, that is on Friday, what we observed is the Dow Jones gave a very beautiful closing. The Nasdaq was very bullish, and SGX was about 100 points up, right? So SGX 100 point up means that bank nifty may open around 180 to 200 point gap up on Monday. That's just a rough estimation. My take is, if the price opens around this area, right, around this resistance zone, now it can either fall from here or go up, right? There are two directions, but just try to understand this for a moment. If the price falls from here, right, then we are getting an absolutely amazing risk reward. How is it so? If the price opens somewhere around 42 600 or 700, and from here it starts to fall, right, it creates an exhaustion gap. Then if we are able to short at somewhere around the high, right, around this mark, keeping a stop loss, keeping a decently small stop loss, of course we are going to avoid any volatility, will first allow the market to form a trend, right? So then we can, of course, now let me first come to the lower time frames and then analyze, right? Now what I was trying to say is, if the price starts falling from here, then maybe around these highs you can keep your stop loss, you can make your entry around here, and we can target for, of course the first target can be around here, and of course the range low can also be your target. Now since ICICI and Kotak, these guys have come up with their results, so this bank nifty is definitely going to move, right? It is not really going to remain range bound. Of course, yeah, it can be volatile, highly volatile, that is one point of concern, but a good movement is expected. So my take is, if the price first of all does not manage to sustain around this mark, then we are witnessing a good fall, and we would love to capture it. And in that case, the risk reward will be very highly favorable. We are not looking at anything below 1 is to 3, right? So that is what my plan on bank nifty is. Now let's look at the other scenario, right? So if I again come back to the hourly time frame, so if the prices open gap up and they manage to sustain around here, right, probably on the first 5 to 15 minutes to 20 minutes there is going to be some volatility, but eventually if the trend, the day trend is confirmed, then of course there can be a good upward movement as well, right? That is also on the cards, because ICICI's results were great, right? And if this the prices have to break out, then yep, it can do so on Monday, right? So of course, two scenarios, but on the breakout side I would not be that very much interested. Yep, I'll obviously trade the movement, but my quantity will be not that high, because first of all, if the price breaks out, then there will be a first good breakout movement, but definitely the price may come down for a retest, right? So that retest can't be overlooked, right? So, and that retest is going to be a decent one, at least maybe 100 to 120 points. So whenever this kind of a short term range gets broken out, then you always have a breakout plus a retest combo happening out, and in that case this retest will of course kill the gains of the first trade, right? So what you can do is you can capture a decent enough points on a first movement, and then you can wait for a retest, followed again you can make your entries, and eventually target for a positional upside movement, right? Considering the FII data as well, they have been net sellers on our previous session, and that is also again a point of concern, right? But on the counter side, the VIX has been quite stable, and it has been going down consistently on from the past few sessions. Again, yesterday the VIX did shoot up in the last 1 to 1.5 hours. Probably that could be because of the results coming in, that could have come up, that could have led to some volatility in the market, right? Expectation of volatility in the market, so that could be one speculation. Otherwise things are not that bearish. So again, if the price breaks down, then only we can actually observe a good fall from around this region, right? So that was my analysis on bank nifty. If I show you the chart of ICICI Bank specifically, right, just give me a moment. So again, looking at the ICICI Bank hourly time frame chart, this also looks absolutely beautiful, right? Look at this. From around the highs, you can mark this trend line, right? And you can see it very clearly that this is your short term resistance, right? So since this is a very important resistance, probably if the price breaks this out, then of course it can give a good up move, but pullbacks are going to be large, because you have a lot of hurdles, right? You have many important resistances here. This is one resistance, then you have this as well, right? So all these resistances can't be ruled out, and that is one point of concern, right? But if again we get a gap up and maybe the price opens around this resistance zone and starts falling from here, then it will be an absolutely beautiful trade, right? We can keep a small stop loss and target for this breakdown. If it breaks down, then who knows where ICICI will stop, right? That is the thing. I believe in the technicals only. People are saying the results can turn out to be very great. The results have been very great, but I don't believe anything, because you have seen that, in the markets, where even when the results are bad, the price action does not show that, right? Price action may recover, but if the results are very good as well, then also the prices fall. So again, we can't really talk about, results, right? Estimates and results. So only Monday, first 5 to 15 minutes will tell us what's really going to happen in these stocks, right? Kotak Bank also, it looks absolutely bearish, if I consider the overall structure. So that was, of course, my analysis on Bank Nifty. Keep everything on your watch list. Of course, join the Telegram channel. We run it for free, right? The link is in the description. We will be updating regarding this Bank Nifty setups on, of course, our upcoming trading sessions. And Monday is going to be very important, right? So make sure to capture the moves perfectly if you get one, and if it meets your criteria. Of course, do not forget your risk management rules. Avoid any fear of missing out, that is FOMO, and of course greed, right? So that was it for this video. See you guys in our next one.